wanting to hurt people as badly as possible, you know, and so it's pretty nerve-wracking. And I just feel like, you know, with this type of movie, the one thing I'm really excited about, even though, and you know, for me personally, those are the kind of movies that I really like getting into because I want people to see the depth of who I am. I want people walking away from the movie going, what the hell did I just witness? You know what I mean? Like, this dude is straight crazy.
Yeah.
You know, I did and you can see it on YouTube. I did this short film about domestic violence, and it's called Through Their Eyes. And I play an abusive husband and an abusive father, and that's a very touchy subject for me because, you know, I come from that type of abuse, very, very violent abuse. And when I was first asked to do the role, I didn't want to do it because it hit so close to home.
Right.
But I decided to do it because I felt like if another man watched this and saw, you know, if he was doing this at home and saw this and you know, really made him take a strong look at how he was acting, then I've done my job. And I got to tell you, the first day on set, I scared the lady that played my wife and the kids that played my kids so bad they didn't want anything to do with me for the rest of the time that we were shooting.
Oh no!
Yeah,
That's beyond believable right there.
Yeah, they were pretty. You know, I remember that after the first scene I shot where I destroyed the house in a violent manner, I was in a rage. I'll never forget when I stopped destroying the house, everybody on set was completely quiet. The lady that played my wife happened to be there watching this, and after she was like, you know what, don't come near me. Like, that's not natural. That's not normal.
Well, you were playing, you know, like you said, with personal emotion in that, so I would imagine you got a lot of aggression out in being able to do that.
Well, and, you know, it's just like this thing with Dale, playing Dale, you know, it's based on a true story. Dale was a serial killer out of Utah that killed more than 35 women. And, you know, he was the kind of guy that you could easily like. If you didn't know who he was, you could easily like him, and that was his trick. He would get you to like him, and then would kill you in the coldest, most inhumane manner you could think of. You know, so when we go back to film in Houston, I'll be out there the first week of December shooting, and I'm gearing myself up now already for it. You know, for a very mentally and emotionally exhausting week, and because, like I said, I want people to watch this and go, "Oh my God, what did I see? What is this dude's issue?" You know?
Yeah, and it sounds like you've got that down pat. When you leave the set for the day, no matter whether it be television or a film, how long does it take you to come down off of that? Do you bring a lot of the emotion back home with you, or does it depend on what you're playing?
It depends on what I'm playing. I mean, you know, I think, you know, like for Love Lies Bleeding, I was playing a gangster and just somebody who was just kind of ruthless. You know, the minute they said cut, I was cool, you know, but playing something that's a little bit more in depth, more that has more character to it, you know, it does. It takes me a little bit. And, you know, and I try to, once I'm done, you know, once we're done off set and I go home, you know, I'll have a glass of wine, you know, put on some jazz, you know, maybe play some Xbox just to get my mind off it and, you know, kind of regroup and just, you know, because no matter what, at the end of the day, I think you have to be able to separate yourself, you know. It's like they say, you know, don't bring your work home with you, you know?
Yes, yeah.
You know, I mean, but, you know, there's some people who, like Jack Nicholson, for example, when he played the Joker on Batman, when he played his character on Batman, you know, after he filmed that, he left. He left to Canada for a month to get away from everybody because that role drained him so much. And then when Heath Ledger got to reprise that role, Jack Nicholson actually called Heath Ledger and warned him and said, "Listen, be careful how deep you go into this role because it will mess you up." And sure enough, you know, and may he rest in peace. But Heath Ledger, in some of his interviews after that film, after he had got done filming that, not after the release, but after he got done filming it, he did say that it was the most horrifying role he'd ever played because he couldn't get it out of his system even after he got done shooting.
I saw that too, Eric, and I thought, you know, that's I guess as an actor, that's almost another facet that you have to learn as part of the craft, is to learn to separate yourself. But there are just certain roles that are so intense and so demanding, you know, of you to pour yourself into them, that I can see where it would be hard to kind of do that.
Right.
You know, and yeah, I saw the same thing, and I really, you know, I thought, wow, you know, it you know, if it has an impact on the viewer, it has to have an impact on the actor.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, of all the films you've done in different locations, which would you say was your favorite location to be at?
Well, I think my favorite location that I'm going to be at is going to be London. I'm going to be in London for almost a month shooting Life Outside, and I'm pretty excited about that. I'm ready to go. I just recently came back from Jamaica. I love Jamaica. You know, shooting. I mean, being on set. I think one of the things that's great about this business is being able to travel to different countries, travel to different states, and experience different cultures while you're getting to do what you love. So for me, you know, getting ready to go to the UK is pretty exciting, and I'm stoked about it. I can't wait. I'm gonna take it all in, and again, I play a character that's very sinister. I play a character named Bang Bang, who, you know, I don't really care anything about human life or human regard, and I have no worries about the repercussions of my actions. So it's going to be another fun, in-depth role, and I'm looking forward to the landscape of that, because where we're shooting, we're going to be in the heart of London, so I'm excited about that.
Boy, I'll tell you, that's the number one place that I'd love to go visit. Don't know what it is about the accent, but I just love the British accents, and I also have friends there. So one day, hopefully, I'll get over there. And when you come back, are you going to pick up that accent and then call me?
I'll do my very, very best.
How are you with accents? Can you do that?
You know, it's funny because people ask me that all the time, and I've never been offered a part or had to read for a part that had an accent. You know, I played around at home by myself, kind of like testing the waters, and it's not something I would probably do in public.
So if I asked you to talk like Dawn right now, you probably couldn't then.
Oh no. I would probably embarrass myself and disgrace the whole culture by doing it. You ever had those times where you're in the house all by yourself and you do something and you totally embarrass yourself?
Right.
I've done that several times. Trying to do accents. I'm like, wow, man, please don't ever do that again. I find myself talking to myself.
If you're the average person doing that, then people might look at you a little strange if they learn that that's something you do. But you're an actor. I mean, you have a great excuse. I was just practicing. I mean, hey, and you can kind of cover your tracks that way. So. But Pam, she likes to harass me about my accent all the time. I think she wants it, is what I think. She loves my accent. She wants to talk Southern like me.
Well, I try, but even when I went to school and I took Italian, and then later on I took some college courses, I took Spanish. And I worked with a lot of Spanish people, and they would just look at me with this look on their face when I would try speaking in Spanish, because I can't roll my R's to save my life. And so all I sounded was like some white girl trying to make pretend with Spanish, I was like, that's it. I'll just listen to people, and I won't speak it.
Listen, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. People try to talk Spanish, and it's funny because I'm Puerto Rican, and people try to talk in Spanish to me all the time. I'm like, if I start talking back, you're going to be very, very disappointed.
Now, one of the actresses that you're going to play with is Veronica Diaz Carranza. See, I can't roll the R's, so. But you two have a new project coming up where you're going to be doing anti-bullying and speaking to students and that. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, I, and anybody that's been kind of keeping up with me on Twitter or Facebook over the past year knows that I've been speaking all over the country on this topic. It's something that's real close to me. And, being a victim of bullying, not only at home but at schools, and then becoming a bully to protect myself, I know a lot about it. Last year I was in Colorado, and I did a couple days out there, which, felt like a week with all the stuff that we did in the 2 days we were there. But I was there. I brought Quentin Aaron with me from The Blind Side. And Quentin was the star of The Blind Side, and he's a good friend of mine, and I brought him with me out there. And this year we're going to go back to Colorado again. We had such a great response out there that we're going to go back out there again this year. And Veronica is somebody that I've worked with several times. I did a cameo appearance in Blaze You Out with her and Elizabeth Pena. And I also did some short films with her, and we've become really good friends. She's a sweetheart. She's a fantastic actress. And, this year, we wanted to bring a female along to, get a female's perspective on things. And, I asked her if she would do it, and she jumped at the opportunity willingly. She was like, I would love to do it. So her and I are going to go to Denver. And, we may, in February, may end up doing a week in Utah as well, doing the same thing, visiting schools and doing a whole anti-bullying campaign. And, I'm just thrilled to have her on board. And, it's something that, I want to continue doing. When I'm not filming, I just feel like, as a celebrity, I feel like I have a responsibility and to use my voice and use it for good, And,
right.
I have a platform now where people actually listen and take me serious. So it's something that is really close to me, and I want to continue doing it.
Well, I have to say thank you to you because I know personally what bullying can do, as my youngest son has been bullied many times. Unfortunately, he's a special needs child and has been in special education since he was 3 years old. He's now a sophomore in high school, and high school has been the worst for him. And
I can only imagine, and it's unfortunate, and I'm sorry for that. And it's, my thing is if we can help spread the word and do as much as we can, now, I just feel like this. It's something that unfortunately we're never going to be able to. It's not one of those things that's going to be a quick fix.
Right.
But I feel like if we're spreading the word and we're educating people on the effects of bullying and what it can do and how it's bad, I feel like, hopefully soon, people will start being accountable, not only for their children's actions, but even for themselves, because I think, sometimes a lot of times that starts at home.
Right.
I tell people all the time, bullies aren't necessarily bad people. They're just people that are acting out something that's going on in their personal life. And,
exactly.
So sometimes all they need is someone to listen,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the same thing like when you grow up in an abusive home from a parent, you are either going to be an abuser yourself or you're going to continue being an abusee.
Right.
Unless you go ahead and make the decision that you're not going to be either and you're just going to live your life, happily and treat everybody how you want to be treated.
Exactly. And, I think a lot of times what happens is and I tell the kids all the time, because, a lot of questions I get asked is, how do you deal with cyberbullying, people saying stuff about you on Facebook or Twitter?
Mm-hmm.
And, I feel like this. If you have that much time on your hands to either be talking bad about me or someone else, then, you better do an inventory on your own life. You better, because, you obviously don't have a lot going on in your own life, if you have that much time to worry about other people, and I just feel like it's unfortunate because, there's a lot of people out there that feel like they have the right to put other people down or speak on people or blast people out for certain issues, Nobody's perfect in this world, so it's just unfortunate, but like I said, I try to spread the message as much as I can, and, I speak all over the country, and I've been blessed to, with the people that have booked me that understand and appreciate what I'm doing, they see the talks and they're blown away by them. We've never had a bad response to any of the schools I visited or any of the speeches I've given anywhere.
Do you get feedback like somebody will write to you or one of the